Hi, Barb Guinan here today. I'm going to share with you my paper pumpkin Stampin' Up! Box. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this is my first time trying this paper pumpkin kit. And I have to tell you, I am very, very pleased with it. The cost is $22 a month, and that includes shipping. There's no obligation to purchase any sets. You can purchase one at a time. You can purchase several months at a time. You can pay ahead and save a little bit of money that way. But basically for $22, you're getting this wonderful kit. I'm going to show you everything that came in the kit. Now, I opened this up yesterday and thought I was taking everything out for the first time and working on the cards. But when I got done, I realized I never pressed the record button. So I'm back today and I've got everything out of the box, but I wanted you to see the box because it's so nice. And the thing about it, when you get through using it and get everything out of it, you could probably use this box by covering it with some of our designer paper and using it as a gift box for this Christmas season. All right, on the inside, you'll find the directions for making the cards in this particular kit. You can make a total of 8 cards. There's 2 designs, and you can make 4 of each design. So I made one of these yesterday and one of these yesterday, and then I made a version of my own. And that's what I wanted to tell you, is that they give you enough stuff to make at least these 8 cards. But there's so much stuff left over that you could just add a little bit of your own on-hand supplies and you can make several more cards using the leftovers. So you're really going to get more than 8 cards. But you're guaranteed to get the 8. And it comes with envelopes. I'm going to show you those. They're really pretty. And then you open it up and it gives you the directions step by step. And it's in English, French, Dutch, and I guess Japanese. Usually these sets only come to the States, but this particular one is a global one, and you'll see what they've added in this kit for that purpose. And I'll show you that and point it out here in just a few minutes. So this is your instruction sheet with the pictures of what your cards will look like. And then this is just your introduction flyer. Spread the joy. 'Tis the season for joy, and Paper Pumpkin is here to help you spread the holiday cheer all over the globe. The October Paper Pumpkin Kit was designed to help you connect with people around the world and gives you sentiments in English, French, and German. To help you spread joy worldwide, you can join our Facebook group, Joy of Paper Pumpkin. Here you can connect with other Paper Pumpkin lovers internationally and exchange cards in different languages. Feel free to share your experience with Joy of Paper Pumpkin when connecting with new friends around the world. All right, so that just gives you a little rundown on what the kit is all about. So let me show you everything that came in here. And it's spread out all over my desk, so I'm just going to take it piece by piece. In the first time you get a paper pumpkin kit, they're going to give you a clear block. You won't get this in kits after the first kit. You'll just get it with the first kit. Now, you could always purchase some blocks if you want them. Now, these blocks they're nice and firm, and they're a nice size, but they're not like our typical Stampin' Up! Blocks, which I happen to like best because it has a thick block and it has the indentation all around the sides of it so that it's easy to grab and hold on to while you're stamping. So anyway, you get the block in your first kit, and then this was the stamp set that came in the kit this month. So you have a wreath, the word joy, Merry Christmas, a sentiment wishing you a very happy Christmas filled with fun and laughter, a floral stamp, the sentiment to you and yours, a sentiment to the world, and then sending. And then here's your little berries for your wreath. All right, and then this is the envelope. Look at that pretty red inside. And this is, I assume this is the words in all the different languages for love on the inside. But that's nice. I've even seen some people take the envelope apart because the red part goes all the way down to the inside of the bottom of the inside. I've seen some people take these cards apart and use this text paper to make other cards with. So that's an idea too. But I'm going to keep them as an envelope form because I think they're so pretty. I think they're going to be a pretty addition to sending the cards. Then you get a little swatch of glue dots. You get some red twine. You get a Stampin' Spot. This is just jade, so that's the color you'll be using for your stamping. Then you get, these are cutouts. They come on a sheet and you just punch them out. And of course mine are already punched out and I've already stamped them because I did this yesterday. But it came, it had a light, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a very light green around there. And the berries, they all were already on the wreath. So all you had to do was stamp this dark part using the wreath stamp. And that was done in Just Jade. That's what you used your Just Jade for. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And then they sent you flowers, these beautiful flowers here. And you can use these in all kinds of different ways. Let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus I used 2 yesterday, so we had a total of 10 of these. And then you get this cable knit paper. This is a pure white paper, and there's 2 sizes. It's about 3 by 3 1/4 and like 3 by 4, I think, on the bigger sheet. But they're the same pattern. They're like a cable knit. My lighting isn't such. I don't know that y'all can see this, but you can see it a little bit. It's like a cable knit sweater design. So you get that, and then you get these tags. Now mine are already stamped, but they'll come just plain, and then you'll use your stamps that come in the set. And this one will use Merry Christmas. And you'll stamp those in either Just Jade or Cherry Cobbler, because the 2 colors in this set is gold, or rather Just Jade and Cherry Cobbler, and then there's some gold accent. So you'll get those, and then you get these little tags, and you can use these to put to you and yours or joy to the world, different sentiments that came with the set. This one says to you and yours. And then there's one that says, I added it to the joy. It says there's a joy, and then there's a little one that says to the world. And I was stamping these together yesterday, but I don't know if I'll do that today. So you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamps. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stamps. And then enough tags, Merry Christmas tags, and then the little to you and your tags, and the wreaths and the flowers, the Just Jade spot. Okay, then here's the main thing. You get cards. These are card bases. These are accented in gold, so you can fold them horizontally, or actually this is vertical, I'm sorry, vertical or portrait, or you can stamp them horizontal. And so you've got, I think there was, see, I've used 2, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 cards that come with it. Okay, and then the pretty part, the all glamour part, is you get these gold foil sheets. And on these sheets, see if I can separate them, they're both the same. Oh, I got them stuck. Hold on just a second, guys. There. Here's all the words for love. Joy is in our language. Peace is right here. And then there's Harmony is right here. And then Love right here. And then you've got Amor and Joy. I don't know how you say these words in the other languages. This one said friend. And this one says Liebe, Liebe. And then it has two gold strips that you can use for accents. So you get 2 sheets like that. All right, and then, like I said, you use Just Jade and Cherry Cobbler ink. And then these are the 2 cards that they gave you instructions for. So I chose to have my gold going horizontally and put my stamping on top of that. So I used the cable knit, the large piece of cable knit. Then I used the wreath and then the word joy, and then popped up to the world on top of that. And then that red twine is wrapped around and tied into a bow. So that was one of the cards that they show you in the samples, and we'll make another one today. And then this is the other design they show in the sample, and I chose to put it this way on my card. So I used the smaller cable knit pattern in the background, and then it uses 2 of your floral pieces, and then your gold piece, and your large sentiment piece, which I stamped in Just Jade. All right, so that's the second card. And then, excuse me, I'm getting over a sore throat, so my voice is not to the best yet. This card is the one I made of my own, using the supplies in the kit and some of my own paper. So I took some white and I did a emboss effect. I believe this is the subtle. I'm not positive, but I think this was the subtle embossing folder. And then I put Stamp Merry Christmas on a strip, put it at the bottom, and then I put a piece of gold in between the bottom and the top. And then I popped up the wreath, and I put real red gems on here, but this would look a lot better if it had the cherry cobbler. I just didn't have any cherry cobbler, but that would have looked so much better on here than the real red, since I was using cherry cobbler ink and I have a cherry cobbler layer right here. So I have my sentiment, my focal image, my red, my Just Jade, and then I put it on crumb cake. I use crumb cake as my base. And then I embossed 2 layers with just the rectangle stitching and put a sentiment, and then put that wreath down here at the corner and the word joy. I think if I had it to do over again, I don't think I'd add that joy. I think it would have looked better without that. All right, so that's the card I made on my own. So that's what I mean when you get your set, you can make the 8 cards, and then you'll still have enough supplies to make a few cards of your own design. So let's see, have I shown you everything? I've given you the cards, all of this, the stamps. I think that's it. That's quite a bit of stuff. And this, again, it's $22 a month, depending on how you order. The most you'll pay is $22, and that includes shipping. If you prepay, you can save a little bit of money. If you go to mypaperpumpkin.com, you will see you can click on and make an account, and then that will allow you to see all your ordering options. Creating an account does not mean you have to order. It's just the means by which you can see what they offer, and you can decide if you want to order or not. That's completely up to you. So that's just something for you to consider. It'd be a really nice Christmas gift to someone who maybe enjoys stamping but doesn't have all the supplies. I mean, you really truly get everything you need in this kit. I added my own Just Jade ink and my own Cherry Cobbler ink because I wanted some of the Cherry Cobbler sentiments. See, I did the Merry Christmas that way. But you could certainly do them all with the Just Jade that they supply. And where is that little one? Oh, it's right here. This is the Just Jade stamping spot. I saved these to send to my new customers because I have my own ink. So that's why I'm not opening this one. But that's what you would get in the kit. And each month it'll be whatever color they're working with. You'll get one stamping spot each month. These were some of the words I punched out to use. Harmony, peace, and love. I've already got those punched out so I can use them today if I want to. Okay, so let me put all this aside and let's get started making our first card. And we're going to make the ones that are in the kit that they give you all the pieces for. So we need a card base. I'll get this one since I've already got it folded and scored. You just fold it in half and then take your bone folder and give that a good crease. All right, so you've got that ready. And now we need to work on our focal image. So I don't like to work on my card. I like to work on the image, the focal image part first, and then add that to my card at the end. That way, if I make a mistake in this process, I don't have to waste the whole card. I can just take the element off that I'm having trouble with and redo it. So that's what we're going to do this morning. So we need, let's see, we'll make that Merry Christmas one that I just showed you first. So we need the smaller piece, and we need the flowers, and we need a Merry Christmas, and we need one of the gold layers. And I have my twine right here. I'll go ahead and cut some of that to make a little bow with. Well, it's going to have to be able to tie around the thing, so I don't measure. I don't worry about it. If I run out of the red twine, I've got other stuff I can use. In fact, I thought about using ribbon instead of twine today, but since this comes in the kit, I figured I should show you how the card is made using the supplies in the kit. And sometimes when you first take it off those rollers, it's kind of curly and hard to work with. So if you just take it in between your fingernails and pull it, it'll help straighten it out so it'll be easier to work with. All right, so we've got that. Okay, so you take your white piece. This is the smaller of the white pieces, and I'm pretty sure it is 3 1/4 by 3. Yep, that's exactly what it is. All right, so then we want to put our red floral pieces in these corners. Now, you can take and add these flowers straight down to the white piece, or you can pop them up using dimensionals, and that would be from your own stash because they show them flat. So let me pull out some of my dimensionals here. Okay, I like things popped up. I just find them to be more interesting. So I'm just going to put a couple of... And something else I wanted to tell you is that on these flowers, since you see when you make the card, you're not really seeing the whole flower anyway. If you wanted to save these flowers and stretch them out to make more cards, you could cut these in half and use half the flower here and then use the other half down here. You won't be using, it won't take up as much space on your card, but that's okay because you've got plenty of room on the card to spare, no matter which way you do it. So that's just an idea for you if you want to try to stretch your supplies out further. So let's get this on to our upper right corner. And something else I need to do, I almost forgot, is I need some more twine. This one, the twine is just going to wrap around. I'm going to take another piece. The other card, we actually wrap that twine around and make a bow. This one, we don't make a bow. We just kind of curl it up onto the card. All right, so before I get any further on that, let's go ahead and add this. See how curly that is? It's really hard to work with when it's curly like that. So just take a second and stretch it out, and it'll work a lot better. Okay, so you're just gonna kind of wind it. I should have done it before let me see. I can pop this up because I didn't put it on real hard. That won't show because the flour will cover it. So just take it and wind it around on your card however you like, because it's just going to kind of be in the background. So I think I'll start with this, and then I can always adjust it more if I need to. Then take this and add this back to that corner. All right, and then we'll take this other flour. I'm going to pop it up as well. Trying to make sure y'all can see me. If you can't see me, if my hands are out of this shot, just yell at me. All right, so we've got that done. And then we need to take our gold strip, and it goes right into the center. And try to make it so that you have it evenly spaced off of your focal point there. So I think I'm going to need to use dimensionals again. Now, if you don't have dimensionals and you're just using glue, you can just, none of this has to be raised up. I just happen to like things to be popped up when I can. I got a finger smudge there. Let me see if I can clean that up. I don't know how that happened. My hands must not be as clean as I was hoping. Okay, that cleaned it up pretty well. And then we take this and we add it to the gold piece. And that part I am going to just glue on. This is, we call it green glue. It's a multi-mono liquid glue, and it works on almost all surfaces that I know of. Okay. And we're just going to center that on our gold piece. All right, and we've got everything done for this first card. So all we have to do now is add it to the front of our card. And I am going to glue it down. I'm not going to pop it up because we already have a lot of dimension going on with the layers on top of this white piece. Okay, so we want to kind of center it in the card as best we can. Okay, just press it down. All right, and this is where you have a choice to make. Oh, I see that my Christmas got crooked. Fortunately, it's not dry yet, so I can straighten it out. That's the good thing about liquid glue, is it gives you a little bit of wiggle room time. So if you do make a mistake like that, you have a better chance of correcting it. All right. So there we go. Now you can take your scissors and cut these ends off so that they're flush with your card if you want, or you can leave them. On the card I made yesterday, I cut them off to where they matched up with the card. But on this one, I'm going to leave them popped up because personally, I like that better. I just find it more interesting. But you can do it your way. So that's the first card that comes in the kit. And now we'll work on the second card, which is this Joy to the World. So we're going to take another card base. And this time, we're going to do it in, this is vertical. I have to stop and think. Vertical or horizontal? Okay, let me get my bone folder. Give this a good crease. Okay. And then we'll set that to the side and we'll get our white pieces. Let's see, where did I put them? Y'all know where I set my little white pieces? Oh, that's Swanee. I can lose things so fast. Here we go. Nope, that's not the ones. Come with the kit. Where did I put them? I had them because I used it on that card that I just made. Well, they're here somewhere, but I am not seeing them right this minute. Oh, here they are. Gosh, they were right in front of my eyes. All right, so with this one, we need the larger piece. I'm pretty sure this is 3 by 4. Nope, it's 3 by 1, 2, 3. It's 3 by 4 and an 1/8. Yeah, 3 by 4 and an 1/8. And that's going to go horizontally or vertically on this card. All right, so we take that, and then we want to take our red thread and wrap it around. And you can wrap it around as many times as you want. The card design shows you doing it just once. I really like to wrap things at least twice, and sometimes even 3 times I like even better, but I don't think I cut enough to do 3 times. I'm not even sure I cut enough. Yeah, I cut enough to do 2, because we just need a little bow. All right, making sure y'all can still see me. Okay, I did get 3 times. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tie this in a knot so that it'll stay there while I make the bow. I just find that easier. Although I like the look of just making the bow straight onto the card without tying the knot first. Okay, so you see I've got 3 layers. It's wrapped around 3 times, and then I'm making the little bow. It was hard for me to get this yesterday too. I'll get it, people. Just having trouble getting my fat finger in there to grab that piece. Ah, that didn't work. Let's try it again. Now my thread's gotten loose. I don't like that. Okay, this is going to be the hardest part of making this card, because if I had just wrapped it around twice, I would have had more than enough. But doing it 3 times, I barely have enough. But I'm too hard-headed to quit and do it differently. It's like I've got to finish this battle and win the battle. Okay. So there that is, and we'll straighten that out as we get the rest of the card made. All right, so now we need one of our wreaths. Okay, and we need the word joy. Let me see if I have an extra one. Actually, since I have this cut out so y'all don't have to watch me cut out, I'm just going to use the word love. So what I did is I popped up the wreath onto the front here. If you don't have any Stampin' Up! Dimensionals or anything that you can use to pop it up, just glue it straight down to your white piece. And it just takes about 3 of these dimensionals to go around here. And you want to put that towards the top of your card, or the top of your main piece here, your white piece. And then the word love is going to go right there. And I'm going to glue that down. I'm not going to pop that up. So I just need a little glue on the L and a little bit on the E. Don't need a lot. Okay. And we're going to put that about right there. Okay. And then this is where you use those little pieces, this size, and these are stitched out nicely. I think I have one that's already stamped. Yeah, I've got one that says to you and yours. So mine's going to say love to you and yours, and this I'm going to pop up just with a couple of dimensionals. And you know what? You don't even need to use the whole dimensional. You could actually cut these in half and it would serve the same purpose. I'm just not taking the time to do that right now. So we're just going to lay that right there. Now we can take and pull our ribbon up, or our twine, adjust our twine to where we want to have it go. Okay, and I'm going to take a glue dot and put a little bit on the back of that twine so it'll stay in one place and not move all around. It'll stay where I want it to stay. Now you did get glue dots in the kit. I'm just using what I have already here by my side. Just put a little bit of that on the back of the bow. And then put it in the position that you want it. Okay, what happened to my other? Looking for my tweezers. So I can pull that out. There. If you have big fingers that kind of get in your way, tweezers can be your friend when making these cards. Okay. So there we go. Now we'll just, we could glue this down to our card, or we can pop it up. The one I made yesterday, I popped up. This one I'm just going to glue straight to the card front. Okay, and put that in place where you would like to have it. You don't have to put it to the middle. You might want to put it down into the side or more towards the top. You can put it however you would like to on your card. All right, so there's the second card. You see that didn't take long at all. You've got the supplies ready, you've got the directions, and you've got pretty much everything ready for you to add to your card. So there's very, very little prep work, just some stamping and cutting things out. Well, you don't even have to cut them out. You pop them out. And tying a bow is probably the hardest thing. Okay, so that's the second card design in the kit. And now we'll make one the way we want to. So, and I have not planned for this, so I have no idea what we're going to do. We'll just go with the flow. All right, so I'm going to use, let's see, what do I have cut out over here and ready to go? I cut out some, okay, I like the Just Jade with that, it's kind of like a crumb cake background with a gold accent on it. So let me see, did I cut out any extra cherry cobbler? Yes, I do have some. In fact, I've got some that's embossed, already embossed. So let's use these. Oh, that one's embossed too. Okay, good. So these can fit on top of one another. I'm just laying things out right now to see what I want to do. And then I'm going to need a white piece. That's too big. I've got several of these I cut out yesterday. That's still too big. I cut these out and embossed them yesterday, so that's why they're sitting over here ready to go. Can use that piece. That'll work on there. And then we need a greeting. See, what do we have cut out over here already? We've got Harmony. I don't know if I want to use flowers or the wreath. We'll use the red Merry Christmas, maybe. Peace. All right, we've got peace. All right, let's see. We've got these to work with. I'm just trying to pull out everything I can work with here. I think I would like to use the word joy because I don't think it'll take up quite as much room on that white piece as the word peace is taking. Yeah, I think I like that better. And then we could do the to the world on here. Let's see. Joy to the world or joy to you and yours. No, let's go ahead and stamp. Let's stamp on here to the world. I'm going to put this on a smaller block. Okay, lay it down and then take your block to it. Can y'all see me? Lay the stamp down and then take your block to it. And you usually get a better image that way. And then let's see. We'll probably put this right there. Or we can take off the Merry Christmas and we can put joy to the world here. See, this is what happens when you don't have a plan. You just come and you experiment and you kind of play with what you have and decide what you want to use. I'm thinking, though, that I want something more than that word joy up there. And I'm thinking I would like to add these flowers, since we have quite a few anyway. So how would that look if I put that there and then, no, that doesn't really look right. Let's move that. Maybe we could do this. Put the word joy up there. Move the floral part down some. And then we could either put to the world on top and pop it up, or we can put it on the inside. What do y'all think? If this was live, you could tell me. right, let's see. I'm definitely going to use the word joy. I'm not going to use these. I'm going to use the flower. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this to the world. And I'm going to stamp it in cherry cobbler. Okay, let's see if I can get it centered and straight. There we go, that looks good. Now, we could pop that up. Let's see what happens if we move the flower up a little bit more. Move the flower up, put the word joy. And then put the to the world right there. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay. So I think we're ready to hear all these things. All right, so again, I'm going to work off the card base. We want to get the red adhered to the green, cherry cobbler adhered to a just jade layer. There, I had two of those. All right, add that here. Okay, and then we got to make sure we have room for joy to the world to go down here. So we can take these two things off for now. And I'm going to get an eye up where I'm putting it. Okay, this piece is 2.5 inches by 3. All right. And then we want to put our flower about right there. And put the word joy here. So I need a little bit of glue on the word. If you put too much, it squishes out the side, and I don't like that when that happens, but sometimes when you're doing these little words, it's hard to get enough glue and yet not get too much glue. All right, I think that will do. I got glue on my fingers now. I want to move this over a bit. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then we'll get the flower. Yeah, we'll glue the flower straight down, then we'll pop up the sentiment to the world. I want that to go underneath the joy just a little bit. Okay, I like that. Then we'll pop these up with dimensionals. And we'll pop that up right down here. All right. And I think I will pop this layer up on top of the gold base card. All right. Okay, that looks pretty straight and even. That glue will dry, and then I'll take my adhesive eraser. These are just like maybe $3. You can get them on Amazon. They're just like an adhesive eraser. They're really hard but gummy, and they're really good when you get some dried glue on your project. They're good at getting that glue up. All right, so that's that. And now we want to think about an inside. Okay, let me see what I've got over here to work with. I have a white piece, so I need something that's a little larger. We can do green. All right, so we'll be doing this to the inside of our card, but we want to stamp on here. So we've got Joy to the World out here. And what other things did we... Well, we could put Merry Christmas. Let's see. Thinking about... You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll use the wreath on the inside. Put that there and then put... Will Merry Christmas fit? Yep, Merry Christmas will fit down there. So on the inside, I don't usually pop things up. All right, but let's see. But this might look better popped up a little bit because it's got so much white going around it. So I'm going to break my own rule, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this up on the inside. This will just make for a quick inside for your card. I just think it's nice to have the inside looking nice with the outside of the card. Okay. And then we'll stamp Merry Christmas. And we'll use the Cherry Cobbler ink again. Again, being consistent with what we did to the outside of the card, we used Cherry Cobbler here, so we're going to use Cherry Cobbler on the inside. And we want to get that as straight as we can. Press down. And then pop up, and there we go. And then this will get set onto the green, the Just Jade. Okay, let me close up my ink pad so we don't get ink all over everything. Make sure that, see, I have red ink. So I pulled out a diaper wipe, but what did I do with it? Where did I put it? There it is. Get that off my fingers before I touch any more of my card, or I'll get ink all over my card. especially when we're this close to the end. I don't want to be doing that. Okay, let me move that out of the way. All right. So this will go here. All right, and that'll get glued down. Okay. Now, I want to brighten up this wreath just a little bit. So I'm going to bring in some Wink of Stella. It's a clear glitter type pen. And I think I'm going to add this to the leaves. I did this on another card with some leaves and I liked that look. Now, if this were the, oh no, that's never happened to me before. I've heard of it happening to other people, but I was smushing. The side of the pen with my fingers too hard. That's the first time that's ever happened to me, and of course it happens when you're on video. I mean, how else does life go, right? Not the worst thing in the world. It'll still look okay when it dries. And once it dries, if it still doesn't look good, I'll pop that off and put a new one on. But when you're using your pen, learn that lesson. Don't be smushing your pen too hard. Just get the ink flowing and then release the pressure. And don't do it again until you need to get more ink into it. Well, I guess there's a good thing about that happening. It shows you what can happen and what you can do to hopefully avoid it happening to you. Okay, so we've got those done. And now I think I'll just dot all those cherries to kind of brighten them up a little bit. Now these cherries I added. And I'll show you. It was a stamp that I used from, oh, what was it in? What set was it in? I have to think. Oh, no, it's doing that again. Why is it doing that? I wasn't even pressing on it that time. Okay, this is probably going to get redone. Fortunately, I can pop that off of there fairly easily. I don't like for things to come out like that. You know what? We're going to do it right now. Because I popped that up with glue dots, we can change it. If I had put it down with glue, what we would have had to do was take another wreath and glue it directly on top. I think I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, for nothing else, you're learning how to fix mistakes. So we're gonna stamp that Merry Christmas again. Alrighty, set that to the side. Close our ink pad. Okay, we've got another wreath sitting right over here, ready to go. I think before I add it to the card, though, I'm going to go ahead and put the wink of Stella on these leaves just in case anything happens. It won't happen on the card itself. So that's another thing to learn. If you can do it off the card, do it off the card. That way, if you make a mistake, it's much easier to start over or to fix the mistake before you add it to your card. Yeah, it's still doing that. You know what? I've got another one of these pens. I'm going to put this one aside and grab my other one. Yeah, I don't know why. Don't know why that's happening. Good thing I had some extra things made up. Okay, I'm not going to squish this one at all. I can see that there's some ink in there. All right, I'm just going to try to do this quickly because y'all been watching me make mistake after mistake here. Don't laugh at me, but you can laugh with me because it is funny. I mean, you know, you're sitting here, you're trying to be creative, you're trying to do something that might be a blessing to someone else, and all you can do is make one mistake after another. They're learning curves, but sometimes you don't want so many learning curves. All right, and now I want to try to do these little berries with just a little dot. Because I just feel like this wreath is too flat looking. The way it is. Okay, see, that one's much better. That other one, I'm not even going to put the top back on it so I can check it out and see if I can fix it, because I don't want that to continue happening. And now we'll put some dimensionals. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. All right, and now I'm going to take it, I'm going to glue it right directly over the piece that we messed up. And most people are not going to notice it, and if they do, they probably won't think anything about it. It'll just make the card have a little bit more definition, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, so we want to line it up directly over the one we did previously, and try to line it up so that that back piece is not noticeable. And that seemed to work out really, really well. Okay, so you learned how to fix a mistake, right? Or at least one way to fix a mistake. So there we go. What do you think, people? There we go. Joy to the world. Merry Christmas. And what I would like to do, I don't have any yet, but I want to get some Christmas verses out of the Bible, and I'd like to find some stamps, and I would put a scripture on this side of the card. If I can't find stamps, I'll handwrite it in, or I'll type it onto my computer and print it out on cardstock and put a layer in here. But I want it to have more of a scriptural basis to it. So that's what I would do over here. Alrighty. So we did the two cards that came in the directions. You saw those were quick and easy to put together. All the pieces were there. And then we did an alternate card, Joy to the World, with an inside layer. All right, that's the paper pumpkin kit. That's just some of the things you can do. Like I said, it's $22 a month, and that includes shipping. You can do 1 month at a time. You can do 3, 6 months. You can prepay. You can pay as you go. They give you so many options. And like, say, for instance, you said, okay, I want a 3-month subscription. Well, if after the first month you decide you don't really like it, you can go in and cancel the rest of those subscriptions. And you can do that at any time. You're not obligated to any amount of sets of kits. You can, what I plan to do is I've already prepared for the November order to come in, and then I'll take a look and see what they're looking at for the December order, and I'll make a decision then if I'm going to buy the December kit. That's my plan so far, is to do it just month by month. And like I say, you save a little bit when you do prepay, but it's still a reasonable price even if you pay month by month. Now I'm just taking my adhesive eraser, and that glue that had squished out onto my card earlier, it's now dry, and this eraser will help take that off. And I don't know that y'all can see it, but it's on the gold part in here and right in here. Now the gold you have to be careful with because it'll smear. So you don't want to get your eraser on the gold very much, but you can certainly get it off the white part. So I'll work on that a little bit and make that look a little nicer. All right, so Paper Pumpkin Kit, you go to mypaperpumpkin.com and take a look at it, log in, create an account. And if you do decide to order, I would really appreciate it if you would put me, Barbara Guinan. I'm known as Barb Guinan on Stampin' Up. Barb, B-A-R-B, Guinan, G-U-I-N-A-N. And that way I'll get some credit for my monthly sales, and I would really appreciate it. And then let me know how you like the kit. If you don't like it, if you're just not happy with it, let me know and I'll make sure you get your money back. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great day stamping. And if you make any of these projects, please post your pictures and tag me so that I can see what you're making. All right, y'all, have a good day. Thanks for coming by.